It's not just the goals that you have, it's a lot that goes behind those goals. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Hey, yo, and what's up, tribe? Today, I want to talk about your goals. You know, we're about midway through January, maybe 3/4 of the way whenever I publish this video, and many of you may have New Year's resolutions. Some of them may be pretty high level, you're going to complain less or something along those lines, but some of you may have actually put out there some intent to change your life. And that's the one that I'm really going to talk to about today. So let's strap in and let's talk about your goals, whether they're New Year's goals, new quarter goals, or whatever they happen to be. So when we talk about your goals, there's a lot of questions that you should be asking yourself about those goals, those objectives, and those things that you want to achieve. I will probably refer to weight loss in that because weight loss is one that I think a lot of Americans have. There are other goals such as reading books. There are goals such as more specific fitness goals like run a marathon or something along those lines. Whatever they happen to be, if there is a measurable result at the end of it, that is what I'm talking to today. So, what's the first thing I want you to ask yourself? Not why your goal is your goal, not what you want to achieve specifically, but realistically, why haven't you done it already? You know, I think we miss this fact of why haven't you done it, but it's going to be really important to understand what reasons have set you up to not do these things in the past. So again, we're gonna go with fitness. Why haven't you done what you need to do for fitness? Now let's take a really broad approach to this because fitness can depend on who you are, whether it's losing weight or gaining muscle or anything along those lines. You might ask yourself, why am I heavier, fatter, larger, or whatever than I want to be or should be? First, it might be important to see if there's biological reasons for that, and I'm talking about age. As we get older, it does get harder to really maintain the shape that we happen to be in when we were younger. I'm definitely not a doctor, so be careful with this. But it's something to understand because that means it's more challenging to do what you need to do than it was years ago. The second thing is, why haven't you, and we'll take this in two different directions, either eaten better or been more active, or both of them. And I think it's going to be important because when it comes to setting yourself up for your daily, weekly, monthly things that you're going to have to do to get that weight loss, you have to understand what has prevented you from doing that in the past. Here's the thing, it's going to prevent you again. Something is going to get in your way, even if you don't think it is. And so this is basically planning for failure. You want to plan for the possibility that something's going to prevent you from doing what you want to do. Then what you're going to want to do is you're actually going to want to write down what you're going to do to overcome that situation. So for example, if you never have time to meal prep, what can you do to overcome that situation? Then and only then can you start looking forward to what you have to do. And you're probably going to need to go back and forth. So now let's talk about that second piece. What are you going to do moving forward? So let's say in 365 days, you want to lose 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 50 pounds, whatever it has to be. By the way, if you do have a weight loss goal, please talk to a health professional so that you don't make any mistakes that could cause you even more health problems. There's a lot of people out there that give advice that you've got to watch out for. If your goal is to run a marathon, if your goal is to get a new job, all of this is going to require more changes than you may have thought about. So with a weight loss goal, for example, if it's 365 days, how many pounds are you going to have to lose in any given week, month, or year? How many pounds of muscle are you going to want to put on? By the way, measuring fat is more complicated than just measuring weight. You want to measure a bunch of different things. That's why you want to talk to a health professional for it. If your goal is to get a job, how many jobs are you going to apply for? Are you going to change your LinkedIn? Are you going to start using your LinkedIn to demonstrate your expertise? There's a lot that goes into finding that job. That's if you're looking for a professional job. If you're looking for a more skilled or trades job, then what are you going to have to do to get yourself out there? How many jobs are you going to have to apply for every single day, month, or week to get what you are looking to do? A long-term goal, a year-long goal, even a month-long goal requires daily action in order to do it. And the final thing you want to understand, and again, this can come in any order, but you've got to understand all of them, is why you really want to do it. What is your intrinsic, I hope intrinsic, motivator to do it? Hopefully it's not something like to starve, hopefully it's to do something much better, but maybe it's to get away from that bad boss. Maybe it's so that you can run around with your kids or your grandkids, or maybe it's you just see yourself going in a trajectory that's not right. Even with something like, I don't want to complain, even if it's like, I want to read 50 books this year, why do you want to do it? Why is it going to be important for you to do it? Because you need to reflect on that whenever you decide, I'm going to do X as opposed to doing Y. When you commit to doing something that is against your goals, you are essentially going against that Y, and it's going to be important for you to learn how to prioritize that when you're moving forward. Okay, so this is just a little bit of things that you might want to think about while you're goal setting. Again, I'm posting this in January, so it's appropriate for the typical January New Year's resolutions audience. But here's the thing, you want to think about this throughout the entire time. And by the way, don't worry about if you fail to meet your daily or weekly or even monthly goals. Just get right back on that bus and start pushing for it again, and eventually you will get there. Even if you don't hit your goal, you may get closer to it than you would if you never even tried. I'm here for you. I believe that you can do it. I know that you can do it. And as always, I hope you're a little bit better off today than you were yesterday, and I'm looking forward to you being a little bit better tomorrow, or even next month, and definitely next year, than you were yet today. Take care, tribe.